Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Tennis Manager 2024. This is episode number 3. For the algorithm to kick in, especially with a smaller channel such as my own, and with a relatively smaller title in terms of the game, the algorithm becomes that much more important. So if you take a moment, drop below, click that like button, leave a comment to help with the algorithm. This is the last phase where that really becomes necessary. After the first 3 episodes, things really settle in. It narrows to the window of those who want to watch the series, and then they just continue on and watch it for as long as they feel worthy of sticking with the content. Martina King here has moved up in the rankings to 534 after her very first career victory that turned into 4 straight wins and a finals appearance in a junior level 30 tournament. Until she has a junior level 30 tournament win, we will not move on to 60 level tournaments. I want her to taste victory for the first time. It might happen soon, it might not. But in the meantime, we'll stick with her position. But Hovda, Montgomery continue on at senior level. Montgomery's actually got a pretty decent ranking, so let's hope that she can actually get some results as we need it. Nagunye is in the Australian Open Junior Tournament. Let's hope she's focused on that because she did not do well in her last one. She cruised to the final where her opponent was motivated and she was not. We are going to need performances out of those 3. Not out of King, but certainly out of those 3 because we desperately need finances. We're about to turn into February and it could be problematic because we have lost nearly $32,000 in the last month, and we definitely need to cut that down to about 25k losses per month if we have any hope of reaching a positive balance anytime soon. Because you do get money in December from the board, or at least you did in years past, and hopefully that's still the case. But we can only expect that cash injection to be in the $200,000 to $300,000 range, which in order to offset that, we need to be taking less than 30k losses per month to not find ourselves with a hugely negative balance come next year. Wow, yeah, Nagunye's motivation is so low that she got knocked out in the round of 64, collecting just $632, wasting a big opportunity to make a little bit of cash in the first Grand Slam that any of our players has partaken in. And it's a junior Grand Slam, which she's the number 2 in the junior rankings. But she lacks the motivation. I think I need to pull her out of those junior tournaments and get her into the senior tournaments soon because she's hurting herself and the team. Monthly finance report before we go into the month of February, which of course that 20k is, it's about to get a whole lot worse. I expect it's going to be at minus 70k here in just a moment. But here is that first roundup of a full month of tournaments and whatnot. We got 25k in tournament winnings. The Youth and Scouting Center was a minus 10k scenario. The Business Center was plus 4k, so that's minus 6k combined. The Sports Center minus 34k, that's minus 40k overall. And the Medical Center straight swap. So yeah, there's a minus 40k scenario, but then you add the staff on top of it and it becomes a minus 55k, and we made 25k. So there's your minus 30k. Tournament winnings are going to be hugely important in the short term. Firing staff, by the way, saving that 16,000 can help but also can hurt. The money you bring in, those expenses are going to stay the same other than that 16k. You're going to take a chunk out of a bunch of these. So really doesn't do any good to do it. Basically, you're less effective making money without the staff. Hiring more staff doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to suddenly make more money either. But ultimately, the negative balance would remain. So into the new month, it turns out that we're actually... it's even worse. It's not minus 50k, it's minus 55. We're losing 55,000 a month before we get into tournaments. First qualifying round, WTA 500 tournament for Montgomery. She loses in that first round, but that earns 3,600. That's a big payday compared to our normal payday. We might need to try to put her in a few more tournaments like that, but she loses in the first round. So it's not going to be good for her form, for her morale, and for her ranking. She's going to have to get a mix of some smaller tournaments in if she's going to make any progress. But Martina King, balance, agility, stamina, all improving. Now 11s. Handful of weeks into the year, morale has improved. Form, not very good. And it's going to be a hard one to kind of keep up with. And physical condition is good. Doing prep for next tournament for them is keeping them in good fitness. It just depends on performance in tournaments, on where they're going, what they're doing, how they're performing. But for Martina King, I have no reason to prep for tournaments. I have no reason to train other areas. It's just physical fitness again and again. We do get some bonuses. I think we're going to go ahead and do a heavy week and see what that does for her physical fitness and see if we can push her a little bit faster. Again, once I delve outside of physical, we're going to start having issues in other areas. Hovda and Nugunye out in first rounds of their tournaments, round of 32s, and they were the only two competing this week. So this week is definitely not going to provide us a financial boost. 800 for Hovda. Nugunye gets just over 1,000. King, training hard, gets a speed boost, but look, it's coming down. Let's go ahead and get a check-in on her progress. Anticipation is right there on the edge of the next level. Speed, balance, agility, natural fitness are coming up. So you can see at most we got a 60% boost. The technical is barely coming up anywhere. And the anticipation, I think, actually fell off because we have not trained it. I might need to do at least one mental training session with her to get those back into a healthier place, get that 8 back in the anticipation. You can't train in one area only and expect. Footwork's not coming up, so I'm not sure what it is, but the program that I'm doing is training speed, balance, agility, natural fitness, and stamina, which I'm happy to have them, but it looks like we will have to adjust programs here eventually. But look at the rapid increase in just 8 weeks. Is it 9 weeks? 9 weeks of training. We've gone from a 7, not even a 7, like a 6.9, to an average over 11. But the signs of it slowing is already coming. That was hard training. Playing in the smallest tournaments, it's going to take a while to improve the ranking for Martina King, because you lose in the first round, you're getting 1 point. You lose in the final, you're getting 18 points. You win it, you're getting 30 points. That's a very small amount of points. Even the win at 30 points is a very small amount of points. In the junior rankings, the other tournaments provide significantly more points than this and more prize money, which is why we're here to build form, get experience. But going down in the first round is Martina King against a player who is playing their first tournament all year long. Montgomery has picked up a sprained wrist. She is recovering, but it's a quick one. It's a 1 week recovery period. So there's our first injury of the year, and you can see what it's done to her attributes in the short term. February was a month that really couldn't have gone much worse. Tournament winnings was only 8,000, as almost every athlete got knocked out very early in the tournaments that they participated in. We only had a single tournament for Martina King, but she's not the one we're relying on for finances. We went from about 28K the month before to making just 8K in February with an extra 20,000 shortfall, bringing us 50,000 short, and now having a balance of 68,000, and we're about to be another 50,000 in debt here in just a moment. We have also started accumulating banking costs, which I can only assume is some sort of interest on our debt. But at least Montgomery is fit and ready to get back at it. But we are $128,000 in debt now, and it's a 60,000 negative balance so far on the month. Yeah, with our breakdown in the finances of the expenses department for this month, we increased from a $1,000 interest on banking costs to now $4,000. So as the debt grows, the interest is increasing. Let's hope for more than 200,000 from the board, because we're going to need a lot more than that. It's only March and we're already $128,000 in debt. The first week of regular training for King that has not resulted in a new attribute point has been the 1 week where I did pick something besides physical. It was tactics and mental. She still gets good gains though. I mean, she picked up 62% in focus. the anticipation got into that 8, so we did get it back up to that level. But that's actually still good development, though, right? 1 week focus, the 2 primary things that came up in that regime for that week did get her half a point each. So she's still looking to be pretty rapid. I think a lot of that is just really high potential. It's not just that coach factor, but clearly the physical side, we're going to get those way, way up long before anything else happens, and certainly long before we can afford any other staff. And at that point, I might have to just shift myself to coaching somebody else for a while and let her continue to develop on her own and start maybe playing in more tournaments or something. As we go to enter King's 4th tournament, she's been out in the first round in 2 of the previous 3. Still 30 level tournament, but there's some higher ranked opponents here. And she's again out in the first round, splitting, actually winning the first set and then getting blown out towards the end. A lot of winners for the opponent. Less mistakes. The unforced errors, the forced errors. In fact, her opponent made more mistakes than she did. Disappointing, but 45% of points won is going to lead to that more often than not. Getting a wild card, Martina King has been invited to a 60 level tournament. I went ahead and accepted to see how she does. That, of course, at the time that I accepted it was in between her first finals run and her subsequent 2 first round exits. We'll see. It's not looking good with a 3 seed for a first round opponent. But she's won. Like I said, the bottom rankings are a bit of a crapshoot. You've got players at wildly different skill level, and that's a win. Second round isn't going to get much easier. The opponent is unranked, but it's definitely a higher rank than what we've seen in the 30 level tournament. But it is 2 straight. Apparently morale is a big part of this. Could be feeding why she's doing well. 6-4, 6-2 into the 3rd round. This one's going to pay out a little bit. We're into the quarterfinal now. Pays out $575. Would definitely be her biggest pay date so far. At least I think it would. Be really close to that final. Lower ranked opponent, in fact, similar to our ranking, 6-2, 6-4. She's still going into the semis. Final 4. Of course, we're the lowest ranked, as we're still just getting started, but this is going to equate into some points. I mean, it's 18 just for a semifinal of just a 60 level. You can see just how quickly the points increase tournament by tournament. 30 level, 60 level, 100 level. That's the points. And we're going to head to our second final. We have not won a 30 level tournament yet, but we've got a chance to win a 60 level before ever doing a 30 level tournament. 6-2, 6-3. Today's opponent for the final, ranked 270 overall, is the 6th seed for the tournament, and it looks like somebody who is climbing the rankings rather quickly right now. For one thing, she has excellent form. For another, she's won 92% of her matches this season, and you can see how she's doing it in dominating fashion. She has not lost a set in her last 6, and only one of them's even been remotely close. I guess the semifinal, 6-4, 6-4, was kind of close. But as it's a final, we lack confidence. Outdoor hard court, we'll see. We'll see. 23-2 on the year. We're 8-4 on the year. The Czech opponent is going to be a heavy, heavy favorite in this match. 16 years of age, second year for them, and definitely on their way up the rankings right now. It's going to be a difficult ask today, but just kept that one in. Forced her into the mistake. She thought it was going out. She sat on it, waited for it to go out. When it hit the line at the last second, she swung and ended up putting it in the net. So we haven't gone totally skunked. We've scored points already.
30-15.
But we're having trouble keeping up. She doesn't seem to be hitting the ball that hard here. No, she is. She's hitting the ball much harder than us. I mean, look at that last serve was a 99. Second serve is 81. Our first serve's in the 80s, not in 85. So we are significantly weaker in terms of strength. But she did make a mistake there. She is a little fatigued. We're not. Guess she has low stamina. But after losing that first game, we do manage to get a game. So again, we're going to go home. Not skunked, but I have a feeling we're going to go home very early in this one. Huge gap between the two. A lot of advantages in that game, and eventually do squeak it out and get back to 3-3. It's 4-3. We got a chance in this set. Really surprised by it. Especially with still Still anxious. I wonder if there's a chance here to... Motion is enthusiastic, but everything else... emotion, unchanged. Picked the wrong one. But with a mistake there, it's 5 games 3. She's confident, indecisive, and stressed. So she does have a couple issues herself. Nice.
Love 15.
Nice overhand smash there.
Second set.
It's a difficult ball to play. That's quality of opponent right there. She just drove that one past us down the line. We were in the middle. Just couldn't get there in time because of the power.
30-15.
5 games 3, but we are in a little bit of trouble for this 9th game of the set. And we lose it 5-4. But with serve, down love 30. This could and should be the moment, but 15-40, and it's 5-all. Now we're going to have to hope for probably a tiebreak scenario as she put herself back in control, and we now are losing 5 games 6. In the position we needed to be in to maybe steal a set, but oh, that was really well played. We have taken it to a tiebreak here in this first set, at least. Very surprising that we've managed to do that. Are we able to motivate? It's just not working. She's stressed, and it's just talking to her is making her more stressed.
1-all.
Making things worse. I'm supposed to be a good coach. We're supposed to be able to motivate her. We have a high ranking for it, but it's not looking like it right now. If we don't win this set, we are guaranteed going to lose the match. Like, this is feeling like a bit of a gift to even be in this set. We need the confidence boost that's going to come with winning the set. If we lose the set, I think we're done. Like, the morale is already so bad, and there is the first set lost. Pretty sure we're going to lose this second set. Totally fearful. Still can't talk to her yet. We have won the first 2 games. First 3 games. Yeah, she's back to enthusiastic. I can't do much to help her. Oops. That's the we went fast to we slowed down. It took us a second to catch up, the animation. 40 love and up 5 games 3. I really thought that was one giant nail in the coffin when we lost that first set. Felt it was a miracle we were even in it. So I was quite surprised that we're finding ourselves in this second set when the morale still hasn't improved against a heavy favorite. We're scared out of our wits, but we've somehow managed to win set number 2 to stay alive in this final and take it to a winner-takes-all third set. And all of a sudden we're confident. Still concerned and stressed though, so motivation. You could do it as a motivation, but we've already tried it. Stay focused would be a relaxation, right? Yes, emotion. Big boost to the emotion. Well, unfazed. That should be up higher now, right? Splitting the first 2 games here of this third set. Definitely looking more competitive, but she's broken us in that 4th game. Taking charge. If we don't break here, we're in real trouble. Going down 4 games 1.
3 games to
But
2.
we've broke her. It's 3 games 2.
Second set.
Very surprising to find that Martina has a little bit of that killer spirit.
15 love.
Attacks the net here. Takes the game to her. The opponent's demotivated. She's still confident. Wonder if we can do something now to go back to you can do it. Yes, relaxation. Big boost to the relaxation. Finally. Making some headway. Getting into her head.
4 second set.
Down 2 games 3, but with service and 30 love.
30-15.
Oh, that looked good.
Second set.
That That's right on the line.
30.
That is right on the line. Dead center, middle of the line. Should be 40-15. If we lose this game, that would be absolutely devastating.
30-40.
Should be 40-30 right now. This point's going to be an important one. If we win this point, it means we would have won the game.
Deuce.
And we've won this point. We would have won this game. Now, at deuce, we've got a lot of work left to do just that. The game could be decided by this guy right here.
Deuce. Fault. Second set. Advantage.
Come on. Win this game and give a smirk to that ref. Yeah, that's... Oh, you just needed to go down that left-hand line. You had her off balance going deep to the right. Left hand was wide open for the kill.
Out. Advantage.
Okay. She's making some mistakes. And she's fatigued now. She's going to start hitting the ball less cleanly.
Deuce.
Oh, come on. That was an easy finish from there.
Advantage.
Lucky she's making mistakes.
Fault.
Because we're making mistakes too. We're on the back foot even though we are playing with serve. But we've gone in and attacked. Put ourselves back on the front foot. And there we do get the game. We get the game. Despite the ref. But it took much, much longer. A lot more time. A lot more frustration to eventually get that game. But that was a very important game to still be in this final set. Still be in with a chance to win the match. But we lose that one pretty badly. We've got to bounce back. We've got to answer back. 30 love is a good way to start this. 40-15. And we have won the game. It's 4-all. She's holding serve, though. We've got to hold serve. I mean, obviously, it would be match done if we don't.
Out.
But even if it wasn't down to match point, you've got to just match her. You have to. Mistake there. Takes away the match point. Gives us deuce. Still alive. Second serve. Big chance here. She lobbed that one up there, and she goes long. We have the advantage. Oh! That was an ace. That touched the line. It's on the outer edge, but that touched the line. She's got us on the back foot. Takes the point. That would have been the winner. That would have tied it up. I've had a couple harsh calls from this ref, but hey, ranking. Ranking matters. Tight calls are going to go the way of the higher player, the better player. More often than not. Not too many refs are going to root for the underdog. They're going to respect the one that's earned the ranking.
Deuce.
Deuce.
Second
Hey,
set.
that was not a good serve. Either way, looked like it was wide. Even if it gets over the net. Had some spin on it, but I don't think it was spinning back in.
Advantage.
Match point. Attack the net, but back off real fast. And now we're really deep.
Deuce.
Oh, mistake. Keeps us alive. That was not a confident serve. That was straight down the middle.
Advantage. Deuce.
There's the ace. There's the ace. That's the same one that we had earlier that would have been a winner in this game. That was a while ago already. This has been a long game.
Out.
We're back to
Advantage.
deuce. That's out. Advantage to us. Another serve right down the middle, but 93 miles an hour. That was, I think, the fastest one I've seen. We hit it hard. Wasn't beating her, though, because it was right down the middle. Bit easy. There you go. Attack. Take it. Yes. Got the game. 5 games all. Staying alive. Win or lose. This has become a very good match. And she's done this with a real lack of, situation.
Four. Second
Losing
set.
30-40 here on this game, though. It's her serve, so no surprise if she takes it. Obviously, a break would be huge for us. Oh, nice.
Deuce.
Deuce.
Fault. Second service. Fault. Advantage.
Whoa, I think we got lucky right there. I think we got lucky right there.
Game.
The ref,
6 games to 5.
that's a make-up call from the ref. But at the same time, is it just maybe
Love
lack of
50.
consistency from the ref? 2 balls out and we're getting screwed? No. Like we just have a ref who's doing a junior 60 level tournament. Somebody who maybe doesn't have the most keen of eyes. But with that break, it's 6-5. That's on the line. That is in, and it's a good call.
Fault. Second service. Fault. 15-30.
I mean, look, we don't even have, like, not all chairs are filled. That back line, nobody's even manning it.
Out. 30 all.
Good serve. Starts this point on the front foot, but we've relinquished that with a couple straight balls right down the middle. Finally, we pull her to the side. Very unforced error. It's match point for Martina King.
Game and set.
She's won it! Her first tournament victory is not a 30 level, but a 60 level tournament. Her first 60 level tournament appearance is a win. We've seen her out in the first round in 3 tournaments. In the other 2, we've seen her make the final. And she's won one of them now against a heavy favorite. Really surprised that she has pulled this victory off, because Samson was not lazy about it and unmotivated about it, right? That would open the doorway, but it didn't. We were the ones who were feeling the occasion and stressed out, so I was very surprised that we had a tougher opponent, a focused opponent, and King was missing a lot of her focus. All 3 things were favoring our opponent. Very surprised. Very surprised by this, but obviously it's a welcome victory. Win and title are there, but what a close match. What a suspense. Or what suspense. Did you have any doubts during this match? Of course I did. Surprisingly short path to the final. Payout for this one, 3/5 going to the Academy, 1,100. They gave it a 60 level tournament win. The best payout share, price share, still only adds up to 1,100. But it's a very welcome 1,100, and if she can start earning this type of money regularly, she starts adding to what we're getting from the other 3, and that's 4 contributing earlier than expected. 2 straight months where we are just not offsetting the balance. We are not getting deep into tournaments at all, and we're having a real rough time right now. The Rude Awakening is something else. Then again, Hovda, Montgomery, and Nagonye, none of them have a coach. None of them have somebody that is managing them directly. So do I need to take a Robin Montgomery and move the coaching to her and let Martina King sit for a little bit? Because Montgomery can go further, can get deeper in tournaments. She just needs to be managed, and then work with her for a bit. I'd almost want to do maybe Hovda. Even though Montgomery can go further in tournaments, is a better player overall. Hovda is a early bloomer, so we could help her develop her physical fitness. Tempting. It's tempting, but right now I'm not ready to pull off of King at this point. I don't want to sacrifice her just yet. That, of course, was a tournament that we got a wild card for, an invite that I accepted. So the very next day, we are right into our next tournament, back down at 30 level. Can we keep the momentum going, or will fatigue be a factor? Took us 3 sets to get the win, but we do get the win, so we're at least out of the first round. And we seem to be first or last so far in 5 of 5 tournaments. So we'll see what happens with this one. But Montgomery goes down in the first round of her tournament. Does pay $3,000 though. Second round, squeezing out the victory, 6-4, 7-6 with a tiebreaker in that last set. We are getting more winners than our opponents. Tactically, she's smart, and as she gets better physically, it's making her tougher to beat, which makes the tactic more effective. But in the quarterfinals, Adroniku, 400, 6th ranked. It's not going to be an easy victory for this one. But it is a victory, again in 3 sets. So we've had 3 close matches, but we've had 3 victories. And Martina King is starting to show up and play well in at least the lowest level stuff. Semis. And really, all 3 of these opponents, none of them are ranked terribly high. Got a chance. 6-3, 6-2 into yet another final. Folks, I think I'm coming up on the end of time for this episode. It's a back-to-back final. It is an opportunity, but I'm not as concerned about her performance at this low level, right? It's a small amount of money and points on the line. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to go ahead and play in back-to-backs. We're going to go ahead and simulate a victory. It is a back-to-back victory. Martina King has 2 junior titles in back-to-back fashion, 2 weeks. She's starting to look good. It looks like we need to move her up a little bit in terms of the competition level. For one thing, the payout is that little bit better, but it's also going to add some points. It's going to move her ranking up a little bit, and we might start being able to get her into the 100 level stuff. But the 60 level, last time I applied to one just a couple weeks back, we did not get in. They denied it. We got wild cards. We got offers from certain tournaments that are looking at us going, hey, there's somebody with potential. But as for the ranking itself being an automatic, it's not yet. We have not broken that threshold. With these 2 tournament victories, I would imagine the ranking has climbed enough that we can start easily getting into the 60s, get away from those 30s, and start pushing towards the 100s. Especially because if King can do even just a little bit to help with the prize winnings, I need to do that. We still need her to be the one developing right now, but desperation mode with the finances could be right around the corner. March 31st. We still haven't broke the 50,000 threshold. We're losing 50,000 in back-to-back months. That's 100K. We were at 20K at the end of January. So exactly 2 months later, we find ourselves 100K worse off. We need a lot more winnings. A lot. This is getting very worrisome. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm the Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.